It's been 29 years, y'all. 29 years since the last time the Washington football team beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they got it done today. What an intense game, 23-17. I'm Darren Haynes alongside Charlotte McBride. Welcome to our Washington football postgame show where you, the fans, we bring you into our studio to join in the conversation. Anybody on our Facebook page, make sure you comment below. We're going to read your comments because when we had our pregame show, Charlotte, I was like, do you believe in this team? Do you think this team can beat the undefeated, or should I say once undefeated, Pittsburgh Steelers? A lot of people were very confident, except for probably
I was confident, I would like to say.
Except for probably me. But we'll get to that in a little bit because apparently I got to do something at the end of the show. So don't tune out. Stay right here.
He lost a bet.
Yeah, I lost a big bet, and I'm going to look like a fool at the end of this show. So first of all, 23-17, a big win. They end a 6-game losing streak against the Pittsburgh Steelers, Charlotte. And this was a team that came in, and we knew it was going to be hard to win in Pittsburgh. But they found a way to continue that momentum despite being down 14-0.
Yeah, they were down 14-0 in the second quarter. They were able to go into halftime with a few points. They had that field goal, making it 14-3. And then that must have been one heck of a halftime speech by Coach Ron Rivera, because they came out strong in the second half, drove right down the field, made it a 14-10 ball game. And Alex Smith doing what Alex Smith does. He continued to fight even through a bloody sock. We'll discuss that later. But Alex Smith not giving up, and neither did that defense. Wow.
Yeah, not at all. We knew that both defenses were going to be really, really good, and we'll talk about that defensive approach in just a little bit. But the Steelers, they did not look like the undefeated team what we were talking about before. They didn't look like the team like the Kansas City Chiefs that come out and they're just up like 21-0 in the first 3 minutes of the game. However, we knew that they played this smash mouth type of football, and so did Washington in this particular game. And one thing I just want to point out, because you're mentioning, Charlotte, they were down in the second quarter, that 14-0. I mean, the Steelers, they were 78-1-1. That was their record. 78-1-1, went up 14 or more points at home against any team. And you can make that now 78-2-1 after what Washington did. What an amazing win. And we're going to talk so much on this particular show. Antonio Gibson, the running back, who obviously he's been having an outstanding year. The injury he had. Alex Smith, why was there blood on his leg? Dripping blood.
Just call him Kurt Schilling.
We're going to get to that as well. But this Washington win, they're now on a 3-game winning streak, and we're going to go over the NFC East standings. And you got to think, Charlotte, because we heard Ron Rivera, we're going to hear from him a little bit. He wanted to congratulate every single player on the field before they went into the locker room. And you got to think, for what this team has been through, that's got to be a high for this team. Don't you think, Charlotte?
Oh, my gosh, it's incredible. And that's what he said. He didn't want one player to go in that locker room without him telling that player what they meant to this game. And really, it was a complete team effort. We saw Alex Smith throwing to a bunch of different targets in this game. We saw big games from Logan Thomas, Cam Sims. We saw a big defensive effort as well, as I mentioned. It really was a complete team effort. You saw Chase Young coming up big. You saw Montez Sweat coming up big. You saw John Bostic coming up big. They really fought hard. They wanted this win. And you know what? Before the game, earlier this week, talking to Ron Rivera, he said something that's very important, and so did Alex Smith. He said, you know what? It doesn't matter if we are facing an undefeated team. It doesn't matter if this team is 11-0, because what matters is the two teams that step on the field come game time. It matters how they play in those 4 quarters. And you know what? The Steelers got outplayed today.
Yeah, here's what the team had to say about their huge win out in Pittsburgh.
It's up there. I mean, and again, in spite of some of the decisions I made today, they played their asses off. Then this really does rank up there, just because of the fact, who we beat them in Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Steelers. That's one of the storied franchises as well in this league. So to come in and win, that was big for our guys. I'm real proud of them.
We on a roll. I mean, but this is kind of the football that we've been wanting to play since game one. We know what this group is capable of, especially as a team when we play complementary football.
Man, we got a lot of heart, a lot of young guys that got that fight in them, and we got the older guys that's pushing us each and every day. So I mean, we just got that fight in us, and we ain't gonna never let up.
Obviously, when you come in to somebody else's home and they're undefeated, and obviously you don't have a chance. Nobody gives you a chance to win. You're the underdog. Nobody talks about you. But I think everybody in this locker room. I know everybody in this locker room believes in every football player that we have on this team, coaches. And you're starting to see it. You're starting to see a complete football team. And I think we don't really worry about what everybody else thinks outside of the building, man. It's just us on the field and whoever we travel with and the coaches. That's all we need. And, it's just been exciting, and we just got to keep on taking this momentum and moving forward.
So this is what the Washington football team did today now against the Steelers. They snap a 6-game losing streak against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They also get their first win since November 17th, 1991. And the last time they beat the Steelers, Charlotte, what did the Washington football team do?
They won the Super Bowl that year.
You dang on right. You dang on right. And we're going to get to those NFC East standings in just a little bit to see if they can possibly make the postseason. And then it's their first win at Heinz Field. So obviously records are meant to be broken, and Washington went against all odds against a team that came in 11-0 and gave them their first loss, Charlotte. And of course, a big reason why.
Pinch me. It's hard to believe.
A big reason why, as I'm a big offensive guy, but if a team can't score, the team can't win.
What do we always say, Darren? Defense wins championships. And this defense today, wow. Let's start with that goal line stand. 4th and 1, the Steelers going for it. And Chase Young, there he is right there. They were friendly before the game, but not so friendly when it came down to game time. Chase Young coming up huge with that big goal line stop right there. And wow, you got to love to see it. That was a huge turning point in this game. That's when you saw, all right, this defense came to play. So
this entire game, I was just waiting for that defensive moment. I felt like they were wearing them down. They were wearing them down. And I'm a little bit surprised at the fact that they didn't get to Ben Roethlisberger and at least get a sack. They came into this game.
They hurried him. They got
close.
They
did hurry him. They came to this game with 23 consecutive games with a sack. But how about Ben Roethlisberger? I mean, the dude's huge. He is a redwood tree. Like, he hasn't been sacked now in 20 straight quarters.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's an offensive line thing or the fact that he's just able to avoid pressure to get rid of the football.
And he's a big dude. He's tough to take down.
I mean, in layman terms, the dude just doesn't get sacked that often. And Washington definitely, they pressured him. But we knew something was going to happen because when we look at all the stats, we knew that the Steelers were like number one in a defensive category, few defensive categories, and then Washington was second. We knew that Washington will come up with some type of big defensive stop, and it was John Bostic, the linebacker, who came up with that huge interception under 2 minutes ago. And I would say that's the interception that sealed the deal for Washington in that one.
That's right. And Montez Sweat tipped it first, just perfect. John Bostic came in. Yeah, he came in right there with that interception. That's what needed to happen. You and I were sitting across from each other watching this game. We were saying something's got to happen. They got to get a turnover. That needs to happen to stop this. And then sure enough, that was the moment. Ben Roethlisberger, he may not be sacked for 20 quarters, but he's not perfect. He threw that interception. That defense came up big. And then from that point, you just knew they were going to win this game. They had the momentum, and they were going to win this game. I like it. Let's hear what the players had to say.
Bowled up, like I said before. Jack talks about defending every blade of grass, and we wanted to come out and show today who we are as a defense. So we took pride in that. We're not trying to let nothing get by, and those type of situations like this, like 4th down, 4th and 1, we take that stuff personal, and we're gonna continue to do that. But this is kind of the football that we've been wanting to play since game 1. We know what this group is capable of, especially as a team. When we play complementary football, we're pretty good.
And we saw what they were capable of. So, all right, here is a look at the NFC East Division standings. Look at that, 5-7. 5-7, right up there with the New York Giants. Now, unfortunately, the Giants have those 2 wins over Washington, so we'll have to see how this all plays out. But again, they're ahead of Eagles and ahead of the Cowboys there. They're at 5-7. The Washington football team's at 5-7. They're in this. We were in mid-December, y'all, and it is right there, 5-7. I know you think 5-7. Oh, wait.
Listen.
Oh, wait.
Right here. Remember, I've mentioned many times on this show that the NFC East was straight trash. But I did say that they can get that trash, they can put it in the recycling bin and make it into something better. Let's just go by this week. The Giants, big win over Seattle. The Washington football team, big win over Pittsburgh. I'm just saying, can the Dallas Cowboys take this paper and put it in the recycling bin? I hope that's not dirty, y'all. and maybe beat the Baltimore Ravens tomorrow. Now you're looking at this NFC East team that many people were laughing at, that now is getting the last laugh at beating some of these quality teams. I'm just saying.
Anything can happen.
Anything
It's
can-
2020.
It is
Anything
2020.
can happen.
And speaking of anything can happen to your star running back. And Antonio
yeah.
Gibson, if you weren't watching the game, Antonio Gibson's a guy who has scored a touchdown in 5 straight games. And he only played maybe about 5 plays in this game
Yeah.
before leaving the game with a toe injury. It was a huge blow for this particular football team because he's coming off a game against the Dallas Cowboys where he scored 3 touchdowns. This is a guy, if he scored 1 touchdown, he was going to break a rookie record for the franchise. So we can kind of maybe hope and pray that this injury is not that bad. And when head coach Ron Rivera was talking about Antonio Gibson, he didn't really know the severity of that particular injury.
Right. And we only saw him, off the field, and he was getting taped up. They were taping up his toe. So we can kind of see something was going on. I know the announcers in this game were saying maybe it's turf toe, but then you saw him limping. He really could not put any pressure when trying to walk along the sideline. We saw a few takes of him during the game, and he then ended up going in the locker room, and by the second half, they had ruled him out of the game. So again, we don't know the severity. We don't know if it's a broken toe. Obviously, we're hoping for the best because, as you said, Antonio Gibson has really just burst onto the scene here in the NFL. He was the NFL Rookie of the Week after that Cowboys game, and so we've really loved what we're seeing from Antonio Gibson. He's been a huge part of this offense, and it's just tough to see him go down like that, especially just a few plays into this game.
Now, in football, they say next man up. And apparently you have a guy by the name of Peyton Barber and you have a guy by the name of J.D. McKissick who had some huge plays, especially not necessarily running the football, but catching the ball from Alex Smith. And here's Ron Rivera on some of those guys stepping up.
We have more than one playmaker, and so it sure it's deflating, but when you got J.D. McKissick and Peyton Barber, who really are a good 1-2 tandem as well. There's nothing wrong with that. You got the receivers you got that are making plays. There's nothing wrong with that. And then the tight end steps up and makes some big plays. So, there was a lot of pluses, a lot of positives in today's game.
I think one of the greatest stories so far this season, especially in this win, and you guys remember when the season started, y'all. Dwayne Haskins was the starting quarterback. They weren't necessarily winning games. They brought Kyle Allen in. And then all of a sudden, Alex Smith gets in the ball game. And everybody's like, whoa, we already know he had that horrific leg injury a couple years ago that almost killed him, or he could have lost his leg. And now this is a quarterback that has literally put the Washington offense like one of the best in the NFL right now.
And you have many of his NFL peers even tweeting, J.J. Watt tweeting after this game, he is the NFL's comeback player of the year. We've
Hands
heard
down.
that so many people believing that he is the comeback player of the year because look what he's doing. Not only did he come back from that horrific leg injury that you said almost took his life, 2 years to the day, he's back on the field starting in a football game, winning football games. Not just starting, not just, getting out there. He's winning football games, and he's doing it even when he's in pain. And I'm going to say that because we saw his injury today. There was blood. There it is, dripping from his sock, from his shin there. And what we could see in slow motion was it looked like he was cleated by another player. So those cleats went right up into his leg, and that's
But we
not
went
just
into
a
panic
scratch.
mode. We went.
We did.
When we saw the blood coming down, we were like, oh my gosh, the metal whatever thing in his leg is now sticking out.
But
Alex
it's the
Smith
other
is
leg,
done.
thankfully.
But it was the other leg. It was the other leg. But we wanted to at least show you that it was kind of like that Kurt Schilling moment that he had when the pitcher for the Boston Red Sox back in the day.
The bloody sock.
Yeah, the bloody sock where Alex Smith,
He
what
played
is it,
through
bloody
it.
yet not unbowed or something like that. But he stayed in the game and Washington got this win.
And we were watching him thinking, okay, that's got to be painful. I mean, there's a lot of blood there, so that's more than just a scratch. That's probably a gash of some kind. He acted like it was nothing.
He was like,
went and got taped up, and it's
bruh.
fine.
I'm just bleeding like I just cut a vein in my leg.
Cool.
There's no problem.
He didn't even talk about it with head coach Ron Rivera. So much so we asked Ron Rivera about it after the game. He said, I don't know. He was fine.
Like he went into the locker room, put a bandage on, and then he went back out like it was nothing. I mean,
Alex Smith is one of the toughest people in this league, hands down.
Hands down. I agree with you on that part. Now, speaking of quarterback, or should I say former quarterback, Logan Thomas, a guy who played quarterback at Virginia Tech. I'm just wondering, what was Virginia Tech thinking?
Woo.
They should have played him at quarterback. Virginia Tech would have won a national championship if Logan Thomas played tight end. Because the way he's playing tight end in the NFL right now, I mean, baller status.
This was the best game that he has had all season long. He came through when this team needed him. He was making, look at that catch right there. He had that crucial touchdown, the go-ahead touchdown, actually the tying touchdown there towards the end. And Logan Thomas, like you said, baller status. He broke through the scene today.
He made a lot of key catches.
Right.
And then there was also a point in time, I believe it was in the third quarter, where there was a fumble and Logan Thomas recovered that fumble. It seemed like Logan Thomas was like at the right place at the right time throughout this entire game. And you got to hand it to it. There's a life lesson we can all learn from Logan Thomas in this one is he was a quarterback in college, like I mentioned, and he goes into the NFL and they switch positions. Who would have known this would have worked out for him? Some people are afraid to take that opportunity to try something new, to go out of their comfort zone. And Logan Thomas has proved that he is a legitimate tight end in the NFL. Not a quarterback. I'm sure he loves to throw. I mean, we've seen him throw some passes in NFL games. But he's a tight end that now will probably be with the Washington organization for a while because they've been looking for guys to replace guys like Vernon Davis, who was with the team last year. And here's what Ron Rivera, I believe, said about how well Logan Thomas has contributed to the Washington football team.
Logan just continues to grow. You know, I know Pete Haynard really felt that this was a guy that was on the verge of taking the next step. And so when we got him in free agency, it was one of those things, you know, because he has the skill set. I mean, he's got the size, the speed, the strength. He's got great hands, and he knows the game. I mean, he understands the game, and that's very important.
Ron,
And he really does understand the game. And I think Alex Smith and him are really starting to get that connection. We're seeing Alex Smith trust him more. He was targeted twice as many times as he has ever been targeted. He had 9 catches for 98 yards, just shy of that 100-yard mark today. But Logan Thomas really just a stellar performance and really came through when the team needed him. And I'm seeing a lot of you on our Facebook page right now, following along, a lot of comments from you guys and a lot of happiness for once.
Of course, gotta be, gotta be.
We're seeing from Anthony Day, the defense came up big time. Yes, in all caps, yes, they did. I
love Lori Blanco, who says, we won, can I get an amen? Yes, we can get an amen, because that was a big quality win for the Washington football team. Now, I see another one, Peter, can't even pronounce it, Kyrie, I believe. Funny, Alex has also beat Pittsburgh when he was with the Kansas City Chiefs. So maybe it's the Alex Smith effect here.
The Alex Smith factor.
I don't know. Now,
I'll take it.
I guess make sure you guys continue to comment on our Facebook page, because we're going to read some more of your comments. I want to give you guys a shout out. So what questions, how excited are you? Do you feel like this team is a playoff team now? Comment on our Facebook page. Anybody watching on Facebook, comment below. I know we have some YouTube live people watching as well, also on our website.
Yep,
but
we're
this
seeing
is the greatest part about winning a football game is now you get to have like some fun stuff. You can have some fun segments. You can kind of pick at people, and everything's lighthearted.
We like to have fun.
Yeah, we like to have fun. And as we wait for you to comment on our Facebook page, because we want to give you a shout out after a nice Washington football win, we also want you to get involved in the conversation on what's about to happen right now, and it's Charlotte's favorite segment.
It's my favorite segment. Fashion and football come together in Suit It or Boot It.
All right, so what are we going to suit or boot on this one? So this is all the players before when they arrived in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
And that is the long snapper, Nick Sundberg. That jacket got to go. Needs to go back to the store.
It's Pepto-Bismol. That's all I'm saying.
A full bottle of Pepto-Bismol.
It's a full bottle, and it doesn't seem to fit right. And I don't really know. Is there a pink shirt underneath as well? No, I'm going to go boot it. That's not a suit it for me.
So I'm gonna say boot it as well. The only reason why is, actually, you know what? I'm going to switch it around. I'm going to say suit it. And the only reason why I'm going to say suit it because he's a special teamer. He's a long snapper. He's in the same category as the field goal kicker, the punter. He's in that circle.
So is this a sympathy suited?
Yeah, because they're in their own little like section on the football field during practice. They do their own thing, and they don't follow the style of some of the other players. So if he wants to rock his pink jacket that I think he should still take back to the Burlington Coat Factory, let him rock it.
Okay, let's go to the next one.
I'm lying like heck.
Let's go to the next one.
How about Morgan Moses?
Oh, okay. Well, we have a trench coat situation going on a sunny day. Not sure about that. Plus, it looks like a women's purse. Is that a women's Gucci?
Is that Gucci?
That's a Gucci purse.
Does he get any credit because it's Gucci, though?
He's got a satchel or a man bag, maybe.
I'm just I can't keep my eyes off the fact that his beard is overpowering his mask. Is that a violation of COVID rules?
I don't know. The trench coat, I don't know. I don't know.
Listen, if the guy wants to rock Gucci and be like Dick Tracy with the trench coat, then let the man be like Dick Tracy.
It's certainly a pricey looking outfit. I mean, I'm sure, you know.
I'm gonna say booted because he has the Gucci bag or Gucci
Nothing
purse.
really matches.
But the jacket, yeah, that came from Burlington as well. How about your boy? He didn't do the penguin dance today, but your boy Tim Settle, rocking all red, looking like Little Red Riding Hood. Suited or booted, Charla?
You know, I like me a good red suit, and it's red and black. You know, I always go for red and black. I have the Georgia roots, so, you know, that's what I see. I see, you know, a Georgia fan there, even though I know he's not. It's just, I don't know. It needs either something else, some pizzazz. I don't know.
So you're going booted?
I'm on the fence. It's like a 50-50.
I need a suit. Sir, I need a suited or booted.
Okay, I'll say suited because I like the
Oh, how you go? See, you went to the University of Georgia and he's rocking red, and that's the only reason why you picked suited.
But he didn't rock it as well as one of our other friends who did go to University of Georgia as well.
Oh, Thomas.
This man, Thomas Davis.
So this is Thomas Davis a few weeks ago, obviously
Yes.
November 15th. I think Tim Settle took Logan Thomas's suit and decided to wear it today, but rocked the chain to just make it a little bit different. The penguin chain I like. I don't know. This may be a hand-me-down here.
Thomas Davis wins.
Thomas Davis
wins all of the suited game. Look
But
at that.
We may
That's
be
perfection.
looking at the same suit here. This may be a
But
hand-me-down.
he's got the different, like, it's the accessories. He's got the luggage with it. He's got the hat. He's got the shoes.
Wait, hold on. Cha-ching. Keep going.
Yeah, he's got a lot of cha-ching, but Thomas Davis rocking it. Tim Settle, he's almost rocking it. So, okay.
I wonder what's the price comparison between what Thomas Davis is rolling in his suitcase. Well, how much the suitcase costs compared to what
the
Tim
luggage
Settle's
alone
rolling?
is about $7,000. So, wow.
So what about Tim Settle's luggage or
I
his
can't
carry-on
tell.
bag?
It looks very efficient.
Is that another Burlington thing?
I'm not really sure. What's up with you in Burlington? You can find some
I
good
don't
stuff
know.
in Burlington.
I don't know. You want me to say K&G?
Wait, do we have another one? Is that our last suit?
Nah, that's it. That's.
Okay.
I mean, I can bring this one back. Our director.
Well, I'm looking at some of our comments here.
Yeah, look at some of the comments.
What's happening?
I don't.
here?
I don't know. This disturbs me a little bit because it's like you're warming up, you're trying to prepare for a game, and who's the photographer who's like, man, you know what? This is gonna be the greatest AP image. This is gonna be the greatest Getty image ever. Man, I can't wait to take this photo. Who is that guy?
You know what, folks? I'm sorry that you're looking at this right now. We're not really sure what this image is.
I don't know. Just look at us.
Look at us.
But
instead.
anyways, so this is the time we're gonna get to some of
let's look
some
at
of the comments.
here.
Yeah. Do we need some time to get to the comments?
No, we got a lot of
All right,
great
what do we have?
ones.
What do we have?
We have Stephen Banks. Get in the playoffs. Yes, he's looking to the playoffs. Stephen, it's a possibility. It's a very real possibility. We are into December, and they're right there. They are.
They are right there. Here's what I'm concerned about for all the the Giants, for all the Washington football fans out there. The more they win, the better our jobs are. However, I'm very concerned of the fact that they could beat the 49ers next. They still have to take on Seattle, who's now mad that they just lost to the Giants. The problem is it's the New York Giants. They're a game behind New York. However, New York beat the Washington football team twice, season sweep.
I know.
So
that's what's
they don't have
them.
they don't have the tiebreaker here.
That's
rough. They need to win 2 games, and the Giants need to lose 2 games somewhere along the line.
We have a lot of comments today, so I'm going to just try to go through them here. John Chizik says this was a statement game. They need to build on this, keep pushing forward. I'll be happy with a playoff appearance. John, I think we all will be happy with a playoff appearance. Let's see. I'm seeing Tracy Patterson saying so awesome to put all the naysayers in their place. I agree. We've had a lot of negativity this season. There's been a lot of people that have been down. Darren Haynes. Darren Haynes.
We'll talk about that later. We're not getting. Let me have my moment to at least pretend like I thought the Washington football team was going to win this game. How about Tom Hunsaker says Tim Settle's channeling his inner Suge Knight.
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay, Tom.
West Side.
All right, well, you know what, though? We only have a few minutes, so I think we need to discuss what went down in our pregame show here. For those of you that were watching, in our pregame show, Darren Haynes was so confident that the Pittsburgh Steelers would win this game that he said,
I don't know what you're talking about.
And I quote, if
I don't know what you're talking about.
Washington beats the Steelers, I will break dance. Those were the words of our very own sports director, Darren Haynes. And I am thrilled to see this go down right now. Darren Haynes.
Oh, I gotta really do it right now.
I mean,
Listen. A bet's a bet. I'm used to losing a lot of bets because I've usually I bet
I predict
Washington will beat a
Washington
team,
fans.
and then I end up losing. Now I bet against Washington, and I also lose. Maybe I just stop
you
betting.
can't win unless you're with Washington. Washington.
Do I really need to break dance right now? I don't even know how to break dance.
Well, I
I
think you
sort of
should-
do. Do I need to come over here? Do I go over there? Can we move the camera over there? Do I go over there?
Let's ask Emily.
Oh, jeez, what?
Oh, yeah, the
man,
camera
what?
is moving.
I don't know how to break dance.
You know, do your best. Do your best, Darren.
What am
We
I
got
supposed
some
to do?
music.
Shoot.
This is happening.
Come on now.
It's the effort. I like it. Oh, gosh, your pants are going to get filthy.
What else you want me to do? While I'm
I
looking
would
like
like
a
you to
fool?
pick Washington instead of bet against them. You going to pick them next time? You don't want to break dance.
I'm going. Listen, y'all. I'm not gonna break dance anymore. I will pick Washington to win every single game
Okay.
for the rest of the season.
There we go. All right. I like it.
I look like a
So
fool out there.
there you have it.
I think I pulled my hip flexor or something.
Darren pulled a hip flexor. Washington wins 23-17. The Pittsburgh Steelers are no longer undefeated. This has been a great post-game show. Thanks so much for joining us. Same time, same place. Well, next Sunday, I should say. Next week. Oh, okay.
I'm just breaking out.
Oh, maybe some more dancing.
Hey,
You
I
never
didn't, I
know.
didn't rip the tailored suit. I didn't rip the tailored
Thanks
suit.
so much for joining us.